speaking of making money and being greedy, I think that leads us perfectly into this next and final topic, the new topic of the stream. Now, Cam has not seen this, and I don't have a whole lot of backstory of this person other than they are, part of the self-help development. I have a mastermind for $10,000. I made $1 million last month by dreaming big and being a badass boss babe, and you can do it too. I'll teach you how person. She interviewed Rachel Hollis before. She's interviewed Dave Hollis, and she's sort of known, at least from when I've posted about her before, as the crying personal development leader person's coach, because she tends to cry during her podcast interviews. And I remember she interviewed Dave after Pancake Gate happened, Dave Hollis. After Pancake Gate happened, he was getting slammed in the press, aka us. And
we are the press.
We are the press in this case. Yeah, we are the mainstream media in these worlds. And Dave was like, coming on all like, I'm trying to sell my book, but everyone hates me. And she was like, she was crying. She's like, you are so brave. And I was like, oh God. So that's been my experience with her.
She should have joined them in the car, when they're trying to sell the book by crying. Yeah. Or the other day when you streamed and they were trying to sell their $5,000 one day event with tears. That was also fantastic.
I just want to help people.
That's only 5,000, you guys. I worked all morning on this.
I had to export a PDF, you guys. It took me 8 years to figure that out. So that's the vibe of this woman. And this is the one right here. Her name's Cathy Heller, the one with the glasses. And then the other woman is the woman she's interviewing, Danielle Canty, who's part of the Boss Babe brand, which we should talk about at some point. Yeah. And so I want to hear your thoughts on... We might have to play the violin music for this at some point. But this is
get it from the meal prep guy.
yeah. I'll take his. And basically, it's about her saddest day, or her she's gonna complain for a second.
One of the days where I lost the most followers is when I celebrated like a huge win. I posted on my Instagram a text from my mortgage broker that I can buy a $10 million house. So there's a fear of like, dim it down. You might bother people, because boy, does that then sabotage your success. If you feel that by being more successful, you will hurt other people or you. And I talked to Priyanka Chopra about this too, that she's like, we've been conditioned by the patriarchy that there's like not enough for women in general. So when we see women rising, sometimes we kind of animosity rather than like, no, that's amazing. She's paving the way.
There's two types of people. There's a type of person who sees that and it's like, wow, if they can do it, so can I, right? Because they live in abundance. No one's taking that away from them. No one's saying that they can buy a house of that amount. It's actually an example of, wow, if she can do it, so can I. The other type of person who is, and this is where we come into feedback loops. Our thoughts create our feelings, which create our actions, right? Well, those people were never going to try in the first place. And how wonderful that you've cleared your space of them, because they were probably always going to dampen your own vibration anyway. And so I think what's really a lesson to all of us as women is like, you get to celebrate yourself. You should unapologetically do that and know that people like Cathy and I are going to be cheering you the hell on, because
one of the days where I lost.
Okay, she got cut off there. First of all,
oh my God,
I want to throw up. Hold on.
Disgusting. Wait, there's vibrations here too.
We are all.
I have a lot of things to say. I don't know where to start. Okay, I want to start with one of the less significant. But I hate it when people go like, "There's two types of people." I'm like, you know what? There's probably like 150,000 categories.
Losers and winners.
Leave me alone. Yeah, everything is two types of people. The ones who understand and the haters. Like, it's just chill the fuck out. There's probably like 100,000 categories. Um, eh, but they sound so smart and so like they have figured it out. Like, or well, not to me, but they sound to some people like
Yeah.
they figured it out because they can categorize people in two categories, like two whole categories.
It all boils down to two things. There's one
There's
thing
the
in life. It's so annoying.
and then there's the other. Like, yeah, and there's life and there's death. Like, oh my god.
Which one are you? Okay. Tell me now or else.
Sorry for the rant, but like that is it's been on my mind lately. So
I like it. Go for it. Go
Yeah.
off, queen.
but like people, I feel like the self-help industry has, aside from Jenna Kutcher, who has realized, the toxic positivity and the hustle culture thing is no longer trending. She's realized it. I'll give her credit for it. She realized it. She put it in her book. She's like against morning routines. She's against toxic positivity. She's against like the hustle culture. She's all about the rest. And while it was annoying to read that book, I do appreciate that it's going against hustle culture because that is fucking awful. But the rest of the people in the self-help industry have not quite caught on to this little gem of knowledge, even
Yeah.
though Jenna has made sure to tell them. She's gone on all of the interviews to tell them about
It's
rest.
like, girlies,
But-
the messaging has
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it comes hand in hand with. It's the same reason why like Andrew Tate was famous, because he's got Bugattis, he's got money, he's got whatever.
Bugattis. I
Yeah.
love how he says that.
What color is your Bugatti?
Bugatti.
Yeah. And I feel like you can't blame people for not wanting to support you once they see very clearly you need no support. Like,
Yeah. I'm
'Cause
just
I-
looking at her home that she's posted on the internet. Sorry. I'm listening.
well, that's very pretty. I would say, are those lemons?
It says Lux Intimate Retreat September. My home. It's like, why would
What
you
are those lemons? Are these lemons?
trees? No, they're
Are
like
those
little
lemons?
lanterns.
If those are lemons, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Why? No, they're like lanterns or something.
Okay. phew.
Why?
Because like lemons are so hard to grow.
Oh. I'm sure she could hire a gardener with a $10 million house.
Yeah, but you need to have the right climate and it's very, Anyway, but I don't think lemon trees are that tall anyway. But
Yeah,
I
I
just
think she just put some.
lost it
She
for a
put some
second.
luxury lanterns on the trees. Can you imagine? Just a side note. Can you imagine describing your home as intimate luxe? Come to my home. It's intimate luxury.
I feel like when people would say intimate luxe, they like I would think a completely different thing. I'd be like, okay, I'm taking my date there.
Yeah.
Not I'm going to a retreat with 100 people. No, in intimate luxe, what I want is, potentially to give head. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely not just to like talk about manifesting.
Well, maybe you can do both. Who knows? You never know with these things.
No, that's crossing a big line.
Well, you can join the waitlist to enter my home. I always
Yeah.
love those, so I like to open it up to all the people who want to pay to enter my home. For $10,000 for
Jesus
one day?
Christ.
No, 3 days. Okay, well. Hold on.
I feel like when was this posted?
The thing that I was talking about,
One of the days.
5 days ago.
I feel I don't know. Like after a pandemic and when people are like in an energy and cost of living crisis and stuff, it just feels a bit tone deaf. Be like, look at my
Yes.
$10 million new luxe intimate home.
I don't know if it's rich people or if it's self-help development people or a mix of both, but there seems to be a confusion for them of freedom of speech and undying love and support. They don't see the difference, I think, a lot of times, because people will say, you know, oh, I told people about my $10 million luxury home and some people didn't like it. How dare you? You know, and start to go off and go like, this is the problem with the world. Or Rachel Hollis has said since Toiletgate, she's like, you know, we've really lost listening to celebrities' opinions. You know, all celebrities do now is post a picture with an emoji, and we're missing out on the caption. And it's like, no one is preventing them from posting. The only thing that people are doing is saying how they feel about it. And there's no way that you can prevent someone for saying, this is a fucking piece of shit post. Bye, horrible. And we all have the ability to post that now. Now, should you? I don't know. But like, she's like, oh, people unfollowed me because I said I had a $10 million home. It's like, that doesn't mean that there's any less support for what you're doing, or like, I don't know. It's just like, you want people to like fawn over the fact that you can buy a $10 million home. Why would I do that? I also think it's like weird. And how do you live with yourself type of thing? I struggle with that. Like, how do you live in a $10 million house and not obsessively think like, oh my God, could I have bought a $9 million home and helped people with my other $1 million? Like, I think that all the time. And I try to push those feelings down, but it is something that I do wonder, like, how do you sleep at night?
And I also feel like I don't know the full story of this, but I feel like this isn't the full story, because I feel like she's like, oh, people unsubscribe because I posted my house. Did they unsubscribe or they unfollow because you posted your house, or did you say something like, you know, were you being like, see, I work hard, like, you know what I mean?
Totally. She
'Cause
probably
that's the
said,
thing.
she's a manifesting queen, so she probably said, I manifested this from my journaling, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
I think
blah.
better
some
than
bullshit.
you.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're, I don't know, people tend to follow people who are rich and wealthy. Like they tend to genuinely follow them. Like, this is the only reason they follow Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like she's saying it's because of this, but I have just my instinct are like, people you probably said something
Yeah.
that pissed some people off.
Braggadocious.
Yeah. And that's a different thing.
And it's like, is it not enough for you to have a $10 million house? Like, that's a sickness, in my opinion. Like, it's not enough for you to have and to be living and to be secure enough and, you know, financially abundant enough to live in this $10 million house, that you have to also get social media, like, validation about it. What is wrong with you? Sorry.
Well, it's not enough, because the reality is that that's how they're getting this money. It's through social media, so they can't let that go. And that's why the whole thing you were telling me about Rachel, that she was saying like, people, like, celebrities don't have opinions. That's all celebrities do. That's all they do. That's their
Like, who are
career,
you
to have
talking
opinions.
about?
What else do they do? They just speak.
Yeah.
Literally, they speak. That's it. Like, nothing else. Aside from actors and whatever, who are actual working people, celebrities, they just go on podcasts and speak.
Every
Like me
celebrity
right now.
every celebrity that I know of that I've ever heard be a celebrity has a show, has a podcast. Every single one.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing now. They're all coming to TikTok. It's like, it's not enough. And I don't know if it's the type of personality that they have to become a celebrity and to make it long term. You just can't let things go. It's like, sort of like Will Smith. Like, Will Smith was at the top. He got the best actor. He's a blockbuster, millions of dollars. But he has to be on YouTube. He has to be on TikTok. He has to be like the number one person on everything. And then he still has issues. It's like, are we celebrating these people correctly? Like, are we looking at success correctly and going, wow, that's what I wish I could do or wish I could have? Or are they like ill? You know, in a way, like,
Yeah.
a million, like the prescription to feed their problem is like a mansion, and it's not working. Like, they need a new prescription because obviously something's wrong here. Right?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not like we should not celebrate them if they have anything going on. Like, you know, because what, then we're just gonna celebrate people who are healthy already and, and they already don't have any mental health problems and they are lacking nothing. That's also, you know, but I think it's just more a matter of greed what you're describing. I think it's just
Yeah.
because it's never enough. They're just constantly moving on to the next thing, and they need to like win the next battle and whatever. It's never like, okay, I've had enough. And this is maybe one of the things that I actually controversial again. Get your cameras.
Get your
Marie
cameras.
Forleo does this like a little where she's refusing to go on a lot of things. Like she does go on some, but like she's not very like, she's like, okay, I'm making plenty of money. I'm not gonna try to like top Tony Robbins or
Well, that's
something.
good.
So yeah, no, she's spoken about that because she refused, for example, like at one point, and sometimes I don't believe them when they say these things, but let's say she lied about the number, but she refused to go like at a conference for like $1 million. um
They're
and
gonna pay her $1 million
she
to do a conference.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, give
that's
me
the
a
thing.
fucking
I don't
break.
know if I believe the number, but okay, she refused the money to go to a conference.
Uh-huh.
And
I
she
believe
spoke
her.
about the fact that she thinks it's like manifesting because then the next day Oprah got in touch with her. Anyway,
If I have to hear Oprah
but
one more time,
I know. Oh, but I think I liked that. I liked hearing that she was not like, and she's gone on like Eric Worre stuff, but who's like a network marketing guy, but she's not doing like, if you look at Jenna Kutcher now, she's doing like doTERRA. She just
she's
did
on
the
the
thing with
decline.
Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, and like she's going to all these things for money, obviously. And I feel like it just seems to never be sufficient. So I did appreciate that, but that being said, I don't that does not me complimenting Marie Forleo does not equal endorsing.
I think
Full
we've heard it here,
disclaimer.
folks, that you love Marie Forleo.
I think I have a soft spot for her, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, she's not as bad as some of the others. Definitely not. Does Marie Forleo have her own currency? Her own form of currency? Apparently, Cathy does. I just saw this on her page. When with your $10,000 purchase, you also get 1,000 Cathy cash
What is that?
to put towards it. It's like a gift card. Like, oh, I'll give you $1,000 towards
Is
my
that
next $10,000 program.
I thought it's like Joey's like hug cards or whatever. He didn't have presents, so he was like,
That's good. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. We talked about Oprah, so I have to bring this clip up.
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
this guy hates Oprah.
He hates Oprah. He
Yeah.
probably loves Oprah. He would
He
die
should
to get on
come and
Oprah.
talk about Oprah with us on Cringe-Fluencers.
We need to talk about Oprah. Oprah is canceled. No. Well, sort of. She's fine, but she's done a lot of damage innocently, I think, or
Yeah.
unmeaning to.
Yeah, but at which point is ignorance like a choice when you're like a talk show host?
Probably.
Do you not do your due diligence? Do you not do your research? I feel like
She
if you-
likes it. That's the problem. It's same with Ellen. She likes the cringe shit, so she's going to be biased for it, because if you're into it, if you like Tony Robbins, having a Tony Robbins like figure on your show is going to be, oh yeah, great, bring him on.
yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, this guy murdered people in a tent? Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
okay. I agree. But at the same time, don't fucking push them so hard. Like,
I
just,
agree.
be
I agree.
like, by the way, this guy killed someone. Um, you guys,
Well, I don't think she had him on, to be fair,
totally.
after that, but yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. She always gets the worst people. She identifies the people
Pre-controversy.
with the worst potential. It's like, ooh, amazing. And then 10 years later, they turn out to be like, what's his name? Joao de Deus. And
Who?
no, I don't think he went. John of God.
Oh. I don't know. Yeah, probably. He's probably there at some point. I don't know. Eckhart Tolle was on there. She did a whole show about Eckhart Tolle and did like a whole thing where you could call in, and I think Oprah was victim to being at the turn of the century and on TV before, during, and towards the end of like, not even the end of, but like the internet revolution. You know, she was on in the 80s. There was no fact checking other than going to like the library or asking an expert. Was still on the air when Google was there, was still on the air when, you know, I think YouTube even started and other platforms. So, you know, she just went off of, I think, of her laurels of, yeah, like this is fine. Like this person has a website. Okay, they have a book. They're credible. And then she never updated the way of checking like, hey, is this person a scam artist? Are they insane? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. They loved being lazy because it got them a lot of views. So
And people, that's the problem and I think that's the problem today as well with people who aren't personal development people promoting spirituality and personal development scammers on their platforms. It's even more damaging than someone like a Tony Robbins promoting another personal development person. Like someone who is not affiliated with the industry, but is warm to it like an Oprah, or likes it or enjoys it personally and is now promoting them on their podcast. It drives me insane to no end.
yeah, Logan Paul just had Tony Robbins on his podcast. Well, not just, like a few months ago.
Yeah. Like why are you,
And I
they're
felt
kids.
so like icky. It was like, oh, he doesn't care because like what he wants is people to come to his conference that costs like I don't know how many millions or something. And
Yeah.
so what if they're kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mom,
He can
I want
he
to be
can
a
scam
millionaire.
he can scam anyone, not just adults. Come on.
Of course, yeah.
Think big.
Think big, baby. Oh, they need to
You
have
know
a
what I mean?
kids personal development conference. They probably do already, to be quite honest. It probably exists somewhere. I know they have kid MLMs, which is terrifying. So, you know.
I mean, when they're watching Logan Paul and they're like 18, why not come? Or even 17, even 14, why not?
Yeah. They'll probably like Gary V, I feel like has the audience of 5-year-olds to like 15 down pat in the personal business, you know, alpha male, alpha boy. He's the alpha boy, basically, Gary V. But yeah, Tony, I could see him moving into that territory.
Imagine having like a teenager, a 12-year-old who's like being brainwashed by Gary Vee, coming like at dinner, being like, "Mom, I want to buy an NFT.
Mom,
I
I'm
promise
gonna
you, this
drop
is the thing." Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no. Okay, wait. Before
God.
we go off of Cathy Bucks too much, I just want to read her, just because I think like I need to do something about her, or we need to do something about her further, but I want to just give you her perspective on how she got to where she is. And I think it's interesting. Okay. Hi, I'm Cathy Heller. 5 years ago, I recorded the first episode of my podcast in my closet. Why do they always fucking say
God.
that? Every time they have to
not
clarify.
in her car. Not in her car, like Jenna.
Not in a professional audio studio? Ugh, wow, relatable. Thank you so much, Cathy.
Yeah.
In my closet. Okay. I didn't have an Instagram account or email list. I just brought my heart and showed up with my gifts. Okay. I will till my dying day find out how that is bullshit. This is like inspires me to no end. Okay. That show has since grown to 31 million downloads. I've built a multi-7-figure business doing work I absolutely love. I have a family I adore. Wow, this is so humble. I love this.
I mean, I wonder why people unfollowed. Like,
I've never shit my pants once. Not ever. Okay. Cool. All right, sorry. My deep understanding of the principles of abundance is why I created this life. We are abundant and whole and infinite. We often just live from ego and lack and scarcity. It has nothing to do with me being a white female born into wealth, most likely. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
We are living in a constrained illusion rather than the truth of what already is. We need to stop telling the same narrative and start telling the story of the truth of who we are and what is right here available to us. This is the powerful work we will do together in this luxe, intimate retreat that's also my home. So you crack open in the most beautiful way and allow your radiant light to shine brighter than ever before. It's time to align with the most delicious life imaginable. Join the waitlist. I'm going to join right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're available next week, you got 10
Next
extra grand.
week, oh my God, 10 grand. I don't know if my credit card can, like my limits are like 900 or something. So
Well, I think we could probably afford the comedy show with her husband.
I think if we work for like 2 years straight,
Yeah.
and you guys help us with some super chats,
Yeah, send us
we
10,000
can
super
go
chats.
to the Lux Intimate. Um,
This is only $20, so
oh, okay.
We can go to
She has
this.
like a. Is this like a virtual one or?
this is comedy show at the Improv with my husband and me.
Oh my God, they're like a funny couple.
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure. Do you guys know the joke about abundance in this world and the vibrations that we live at? Isn't it funny how people say that they don't have abundance? I don't know. I cannot imagine how horrible it'd be.
Have you guys heard about these people who think that money is scarce? Losers.
Boo. I paid good Cathy cash for this. I want my Cathy cash back.
I have my. I'm sorry. That was so inappropriate.
What?
Just what I was thinking.
Oh.
Anyway. So, Jelly is so hilarious. Wait.
The comedy show with her husband. Just a live stream of them interacting.
Oh my God, that cracked me up so much. Probably.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Man.
Now we got to that part of the podcast.
Yeah, it starts to become unhinged.
Yeah.
I'll show you her husband's on here, of course. Here's the husband here.
Yourself.
But in 40 years, I'll be 50.
Hey. Good man. That's thinking very linearly.
She goes, "Hey, can you smile?" Did you hear that?
I'm trying to take a picture.
She did? What?
That's terrible.
What did she do?
She literally
The middle finger.
towards yourself.
But in 40 years, I'll
Can
be
you
50.
smile?
Hey. That's good man. That's
Can you smile?
thinking very linearly.
Okay.
What a comedian. Wow.
Can you smile? God. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
That was so cringe. Like, how was that funny?
Can you smile? I guess that wasn't their routine.
Oh, okay. He must have one. Just like what is that routine that he sits on the couch while she, puts the kids to sleep and stuff?
Yeah.
Yay! Doing the bare minimum. Well done.
Look, honey. I'm funny.
Yeah.
Oh. Every post she does, I've noticed she's like, well, I guess not this one. She's like, she's crying. See, she's crying here. But she's like, drop a smile if this resonates. Drop a clap if you have the clap, whatever. Whatever she get engagement. It's so funny. Even this one, like, clap your hands if you're a fan of The Office. Like, okay.
How do you clap? Just clap in front of the computer or the front of the phone? Do you have to put the phone down to clap?
Drop a
When you see
fire
this
if you
on
were
Instagram.
manifested.
Sorry guys, I feel like because it's like late in the day for me. I always get unhinged first, but
Yeah. This is her Lux. This is the tree, I think, that has the lemons. I think that's what the lemons are. Those hangy lights, I believe.
Oh no, because the house was black.
Oh,
I
maybe they
noticed because I
painted.
love black.
Oh, well, you should take a tour of it. You got 10 grand?
Oh yeah, maybe she'll give us a tour.
Hi, we want to do we have an award-winning 7-figure podcast as well. The figures are 0.0000, but those are figures, right?
The thing with like people like this is so annoying because when you have a product that is so expensive and it takes like 5 minutes of work, you get like one customer and you're set for like,
You're good.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that her life is expensive, but like if you get like 10 customers, you're fine. If I get 10 customers or 10 people buying my merch, I get 50 quid. I
You
think
need to believe in yourself more, Cam. You need to value yourself.
my merch now costs 10 grand.
Charge your worth, bitch.
I wonder if Teespring will allow me to put 10 grand on a t-shirt.
What is money anyways when you really think about it? It's just an exchange of energy from one source to another. So 10,000 sounds good, right?
Yeah, that's the value of my t-shirt.
It's really the heart and soul that you put into it by uploading your JPEG, whatever, PNG. It takes a lot.
And I bet I put more work into that than Cathy Heller is putting into this retreat. So,
I mean, okay, I don't care. Whatever. What is this? 1080p? This is like 460p quality. Get a camera. Like, this is a 7-figure business owner who makes video content. Like, it drives me insane. Get a camera. This is blurry as hell.
do we believe these people? That's the thing
I don't know.
I'm curious about. Do we believe them when they say, I'm a 7-figure, blah, 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 I'm a multi-millionaire, I'm worth 400 millions, like in my head?
I
Because
do.
loads of
And I think it's
influencers were,
a problem that I do.
yeah. No, but I feel like loads of influencers were exposed for like renting out flats and stuff like that and pretending like that's their house.
Like Dan, whatever his name is, Dan
Locke. And loads of them, like were,
Bilzerian.
some of those like luxury flats in LA, whatever, were like purposely put on the websites or whatever. I don't remember which ones, but they were purposely put on there for that purpose so that people can just like hire it, take some pictures with it, and then get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
you know and they
Yeah.
literally
Isn't that
did that. They
fraud?
pretended. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's illegal technically, especially if you're selling from that perspective of like. But Dean Graziosi has admitted it many times that he was writing a book like How to Be a Millionaire while he was like living in his car. So isn't that fraud? But I guess it's like, well, I didn't say I was a millionaire at that time. I guess you could get out of it. But I mean, the insinuation's there.
I don't think they care because nobody's like coming after them. So
Yeah. I always wondered too,
But
like
then-
7 figures, like that means $1 million, right? But if you
Yeah.
if you made $10,000, that's that's 5 figures. If you put
We're like,
0.00, I didn't make any sense from this. Is that technically 7 figures? Because if that's the case, I'm a 7-figure earner, baby.
I mean, the amount of cents in my bank account, you guys will be
No sense.
shocked.
Lots of sense. Also no sense.
Yeah. But they also do this thing where they take pictures in jets. And
Yeah.
I believe 100% those are like sets. And that you could just go on this set and there's a photographer taking pictures
That's the
of these people
thing.
pretending to be on a jet.
There's a documentary on Hulu or Amazon Prime. It's called like Influence or something. And they have a place in LA where it's like an actual studio set and people rent it out. Influencers rent it out. It's like a private jet setup. It's like open. And you guys, you could film like a short film in there too, or like a film in there. But yeah, he said that they had people coming in there taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
And I believe
embarrassing.
Natasha Graziano would be in one of those.
Oh.
Like for 100%.
Yes. Love
And
her.
I feel like that's why sometimes when they're like, I make hundreds of millions. Like, I think it's bullshit sometimes. I generally, like, I'm sure that they make some money. I'm not saying they're not making money because clearly I can see that. I saw them buying Dean Graziosi's bullshit thing that is just an upsale thing that costs $997. So I know that people buy that stuff. But at the same time, I don't know if they're making that much money as they say.